Another replay. This one was from about a week ago when I had the Jagdpanther. This was actually my first game of the day, and it was looking like a pretty good game, but you'll see how it ends by the end of it. We're here on Redshire. It's your average standard battle. They have a base, we have a base. You know how it goes. Now this Ferdy driver in chat talking, he actually became a pretty pivotal tank at the end of the game, and you'll see, I'll point it out when it happens. So I'm in my Jagdpanther. First game of the day, so I'm still sort of getting my mind into tanks and sort of working out what I'm going to do. So normally, everyone goes up either this hill or the hill around D4 and E5, just sort of around that area. Neither of the two hills can spot each other from where they sit, unless scouts go through the middle and basically relay the spots. And that's what you see start to happen. We've got a T50, a Hellcat and a T71 pushing over there, and they've got their VK28 pushing over here. Of course, one of our scouts has spotted a Jagdpanther like me.
Enemy is hit.
Put a shot into him. Someone takes his tracks out.
Enemy armor is hit.
I get a really nice damage roll there. And finish off. And Ferdy's been spotted. I take a blind shot at his tracks, but I don't know what happens there. So Ferdy though took out our T71 scout. I take another blind shot at VK28 and IS-3 right next to us, taking a lot of hits, bouncing a lot of hits. And also, had I have known, you'll see it in a second, I usually push bigger, slower tanks up hills, because the Jagdpanther is actually quite a fast unit. 700 horsepower, and it's pretty mobile. And you'll see in a second. There it is. T28 prototype finally gets up the hill. The game has been running for nearly 2 minutes. And this VK28 just really riding the edge of that hill really well. Someone gets a good shot into him though in the end. Sounded like that IS-3. So T28 prototype charging across towards the IS-6, or friendly IS-6 and Tiger, who are engaging an enemy IS-6. And it's another Jagdpanther. Fancy that.
Enemy is hit.
Someone else knocks his tracks out. It's basically a carbon copy of the first one. Now see me here, I'm shooting at the insides of this T28 prototype's turret.
Penetration.
And of course he's got his turret sight on, so I'm pretty sure the shots would have penetrated anyway, but I'm hitting around the rear of the turret, and of course he gets inside cover, but he's lost the majority of his HP, so not a great move by him. But I don't have a clear sight on him, so I can't tell what type of cover he's behind. Sometimes you can actually afford to shoot cover away to expose an enemy, but not in that case. So, 3.5 minutes in, they've lost, ironically, 2 Jagdpanthers that were in a platoon together, and we've lost our 2 scouts and 1 IS-6. T28 prototype and Tiger Porsche version, I think it is. Still engaging that enemy IS-6 at the top of the map. And our IS takes out their T71 scout. So see the Hellcat now on the left side of the map, pinging for the VK4502 to come help him. I'm not sure exactly what was going on over there, because that 45 hung back a lot, and it still died in that position. I see the A43 medium finally, he was saying in chat about loading into the game very late, so he's finally heading over there to see what happens. Still pretty even. We're probably behind more so now because we've lost a majority of our scouting ability. Where's that prototype again? I don't have a clear shot at all. Tiger 2 just took out our AE-43 medium. So I decide I'm going to reposition. Get out of the way of this T-34-85. And we finally get rid of that IS-6, and it's a Tiger Porsche version.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Trying to get a shot into the side of his turret, but
even
he turns his turret to face me just in time.
They're not
And I get
down.
a side shot, sort of. Not sure exactly where that would have hit. Would have been to the side of his body. So now we've got a Panther, a standard Panther in the middle of the map, trying to take on this T-28. So I start trying to shoot away the cover, and you can see I've already damaged that building somewhat. And then the IS-3 takes out the T-28. And that IS-3 actually ended up having a pretty good game, but he probably camped on this hill a little bit too long, but we'll see that later. So I'm still wondering what to do. I don't think I've been spotted for a while. And now our Panther is getting pummeled. He doesn't seem to have, it being a stock Panther, he doesn't seem to have a very good radio. He spotted the Nashorn, and I think it was a VK3002M, but he can't radio the positions to me.
Penetration.
And I put a nice shot into the side of the 30, and he gets back. In hindsight, I wish I'd waited just a split second. You can never know when it's going to happen, but if I'd waited a split second, my shot would have hit the same time the IS-3 shot had a chance to hit before he'd started reversing. But anyway, so finally on the left side of the map, the VK4502 has moved across to back up the Hellcat. But they are all alone over there, and it's 7-8. It's very even. We've still got 3 heavies. They've got 2 heavies, but they do have more tank destroyers. So I decide I'm going to move over. There's no point in me camping on that hill anymore. We've got no more forward scouts. So I'm going to move across to the left side of the map. This is where the mobility of the Jagdpanther really comes in. So I'm going to take up a position on one of these hills. IS-3 now, you can see he's sitting on the hill still. He can't really do anything from that hill anymore. So I'm now close enough for the Hellcat to basically radio the positions of these Tigers. I'm trying to get over in time to save him, but just a bit late.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
And the shot takes out the tracks of the Tiger 1.
Got him.
Next shot takes him out altogether, but we've lost the Hellcat. So push a tree down in front of me to give me a little bit extra cover. And I also know there's still tanks up on that hill, so I've got to be really careful here. So it's 8-11. We've got the T-34-85 and T-28 prototype up on the top of the map. Myself all alone covering this left flank, and the IS-3 in the middle not doing a lot. And the Luxus is really bad timing. I was actually reversing to knock that tree over to give me cover from the hill. And while doing so, the Lux arrives. So I get spotted, take a hit from the Hellcat, and shot bounces off a Hellcat. 200 pen bouncing off a Hellcat. And I think that shot might have just missed. Actually, I'm pretty certain it does. So I took a hit, not great. There's the Tiger 2. Still don't know where that Lux is. I don't realise it, but there's actually rock there, and that's why the Tiger 2 disappeared for a while. So I reverse, think I'm spotted. And I'm not actually spotted. Normally with... There you go, I don't realise the rock's there, so I take a shot. Put another shot into the side. I'm taking a guess as to where he is. He's moved a bit further. He doesn't know where he's being shot from, so he keeps turning and showing me the sides that I can actually pen.
Enemy is hit.
Except that was just, he was facing me there, where his turret was, but that was just a really good shot.
Penetration.
Can have another one. And he disappears. And that shot probably might have bounced, don't know where that would have gone. But normally with Sixth Sense, when you get spotted, it doesn't immediately show up. And there's that Lux. He's sitting behind the rock, and he gets nailed by the IS-3. But yeah, normally with Sixth Sense, it doesn't immediately show up. So you take a shot, assume you've been spotted, start reversing to get cover, and then you realise Sixth Sense doesn't go off. So you actually haven't been spotted the whole time. So IS-3 finally moving off the hill to come help with the Tiger 1. And watch me get RNG trolled in a few moments when this Tiger 2 gets spotted again. So I've loaded, pretty sure I loaded HE now. Intuition kicked in. So at the top of the map, the SU-1, there we go. Tiger 2, watch, I'll put a round into him. Not HE.
We didn't even scratch them.
Lower glaciers, bounces. Try again. He bounces a shot off me.
Critical hit.
Not happening here. And wait for it. Wait for it.
Critical hit.
That's right. HE left him on 1 HP.
We've lost the track. Enemy armor
And I
is
finished him off.
destroyed.
Fortunately, he didn't do any damage. He only took my tracks off, so I basically bounced one of his shots, and his other shot took my track off.
We
Not too
finished
bad.
the track. Get going.
Now, at this point, it doesn't really matter how the game goes, because us charging further left on the map is basically very bad. You realise we're we're probably up towards
They did us.
800 meters away from the cap point at this stage, and we know there's
Enemy
at least
armor
another
is
3
hit.
tanks that haven't been spotted that are near the top right of the map, so they're probably just going straight for the cap. And this 30 is basically, he's sort of stalling us. He's dragging us towards him, away from our cap. And the SU-100 comes over to assist, and we'll see how that ends up for him in a second. So I'm waiting for the 30 to show himself. SU-100 gets nailed, and I got spotted. So I back out. So I've got HE loaded again. 30's on about 80 HP. 70 to be exact. But it doesn't really matter because we are too far away from the cap. I haven't realised it at this point. Neither has the IS-3. We're still going after this 30. We want to finish him off. Because after that, the Nashorn is paper thin, and a 30-02M against a Jagdpanther and an IS-3 really is not going to be able to do a lot. And the enemies start capping. 30 shows himself. He's still dragging us away from the cap. Running downhill away from the cap. And even if I'd turned and started going back towards the cap, it wouldn't have really made a difference. There's no way I was ever going to get there. You'll see even by the time they finish this cap, I'll only be like halfway there. I would have needed a Panzer 1C and flat terrain in order to have gotten there in time. And a Panzer 1C can't be loaded with HE rounds. And there it is. And I'm still 400 meters away from the cap. So let's see how that ended up. So, in-game screen, defeat, 805 XP on a loss is actually pretty good considering I didn't get a single medal. There's no Top Gun or anything. 4 tanks killed, quite a lot damaged. I did get the spot on the VK-28, and I think that was the IS-3 that hit him for that damage. We destroyed Tiger 1, Jagdpanther.